Music. That's the sound of Adele there, and Rolling in the Deep. We have a special guest in the studio now, Scott Griffiths from his bar Sensations down there in Action Street. And just come closer to the microphone, Scott. And some people might recognise you from a TV programme, although I don't know if it's been aired in Thailand. It's been aired all over the world, isn't it?
Yes.
And the programme is called LADYBOYS. And just tell us how you got involved with that.
Yeah. Well, good morning, Barry. Production company called Redback decided to work on behalf of Sky for this Ladyboy TV series, and they got in touch with a guy via an advertisement on website, etc. And a guy applied. He turned out to be not what they wanted, actually a bit of a fraud, never actually even been to Thailand or been with a ladyboy.
Really?
Yeah, but they'd also got in touch with somebody else, and via him I was contacted, so I thought, yeah, why not, let's give it a go, you know.
Well, and the whole reason for this is that you've got involved with a ladyboy, and not only just got involved, but got married.
Well, no.
No.
I haven't. We're not married.
Okay.
No.
But you intended to get married, didn't you?
Well, that was probably for TV. If we're
I
going to
see.
be,
Right. Okay.
A bit of
Because
artistic.
I watched the first program, this of the first series, and it was thoroughly fascinating. I found it really interesting, and it was nice the way they did it as well. It focused on the relationship.
It was, yeah. I mean, I've been in a relationship with Pang now for 3 years. We've known each other for 4 years, but been in the relationship for 3. Yeah, it was
it's like being married, then, isn't it? Really,
it's probably worse. Yeah, it's a bit of artistic license for the marriage. I mean, it's something Pang would like to do, but as you're probably aware, it's not legal in this country. Well, it's not recognised, shall we say. Okay. You can have a.
I did wonder that when I saw that, and I thought.
Yeah, you can have a Buddhist ceremony.
Yeah.
But as for marriage, no, there's no legalities, which is actually a good thing, because she can't take anything off me, can she, when it's over?
But the programme was fascinating because it showed you meeting her family back up in wherever she's
Isan. Yeah.
Isan, yeah.
Yeah.
And the family accepting you into their family, and it was a very nice and very warm sort of way they approached it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very, very accepted by the family, and a lot of cynical people out there will think, yeah, it's because I'm the ATM, but that isn't the case. They've actually given me far more than I've ever given to them.
Right.
I've actually made a point of not giving them money.
Right.
You know, which is, like you say, a lot of people think, oh yeah, you know, they only like you because you have money, but no, it's complete reversal.
That's what came over. It was a genuine relationship.
It's very genuine. Yeah, very. They look after me when I'm there. They treat me like a son. It's you know, lovely people.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with Peng in the first place? Because I know this because I've seen the program, but for people who are watching this or listening,
well, I've been coming to Thailand for 6 years now. And like I said, 4 years ago, met Pang in a bar. I wouldn't say I was really into ladyboys at the time. I've had a marriage, 2 children, I've been in relationships with Thai girls here,
right.
And just met Pang, and when I first met her, to be honest, I was scared of her.
She's quite tall, isn't she?
She's an intimidating girl, and she did, when she walked up to me in the bar, I was like, whoa, I don't want to talk to you type of thing. But within 5 minutes I realised she was an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it just went from there, and she's got a great heart on her. And ladyboys get a bad rep. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Well, that's because they're always in the news, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're always there's criminal stuff going on.
And some of them deservedly so.
Yeah.
But we should never tarn people with the same brush.
No.
And there's
really good and bad in all parts of society.
There is. I mean, for instance, I've been down to the Father Aid Foundation a few times, and I've been down there with Pang, just doing a little bit. And every time I've been in there, I've seen ladyboys.
Right.
In there off their own back. You know, not doing this for anybody, but just their little thing.
I think the thing that's maybe that series is putting over is the fact that they're just as human as the rest of us. They have hearts, and and there's going to be good and bad, wherever you go.
Of course, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons I did the program, I mean, it's a big thing to throw yourself out there. To suddenly hold your hands up and say, yeah, I like ladyboys, especially from with a family aspect of my friends and everything like that. But what I wanted to show really was that we have this perception, especially in the UK and Europe, that a ladyboy is a guy that's a welder during the week. He puts his wife's dress on a Friday night, bit of lippy and a wig, and there we go. But once you're in Thailand, you realise that's not the case.
No.
You know, these girls.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. They truly believe they are girls born from girls. You know, and
they want to live that way. They want to live the whole thing.
God, it's not a charade. You know, from 6 years old, they fully believe they're girls, you know. And I just wanted to show that. That's all I wanted to do. Just say, look, this is.
Sure. This is SJ.
Hi, everyone. Okay. I just got a question, because it seems that there's more ladyboys in Thailand than anywhere else in the world, or is that just what we see, or or is it just because it's more accepted in like a Buddhist community? You can be who you want to be. Do you have any insight on that?
You're right. There does seem to be a lot more here. There are a few theories. I'll give you one.
You must know. You must know something. You must be. This is your specialist subject now.
Well, there is a theory going now. This could be absolute rubbish, but
okay.
They reckon a lot of plastics production has estrogen within the plastics production. So your plastic bottles, everything like that, contains estrogen.
Right.
Okay. Now, some of the biggest plastic factories are in Isan, where the majority of ladyboys come from.
Right.
And right from birth, they're drinking out of plastic bottles.
Wow, that's interesting.
And they've even proved that some areas within Assam, in the water systems, the amphibious life is changing.
Yeah, it's an estrogen mimicking.
Exactly. So it's a theory, whether it's a load of rubbish or not, but it's certainly a theory.
That is interesting, because it does seem to be sort of particular to this kind of area, doesn't it?
It does.
Of Southeast Asia. Yeah. I mean, you did touch on a moment ago about the fact that how you approach your mates back home, and how they're going to accept it. I mean, I did see you in that program say that your friends, do accept it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, how much is that just because they want to make you feel good, or how much? I mean, have you sort of sensed the fact that they might be sniggering behind your back?
No, not at all. I suppose it does happen, but I've never ever, since the first program came out, and bearing in mind I was living in the UK for 3 months before I came out here, once the program had been aired, and I've never had a bad word said to me. I mean, the gym that I trained in is full of doormen. It's all bouncers, and I did have a few reservations that I'm going to walk into the gym and I'm going to be tortured and possibly have a few bumps ups while I'm in there.
The problem is they're going to have these. There's going to be attitudes because they're uneducated about certain subjects, and people.
That's right.
They fear things that they don't know.
They do, And right from the day one walking in the gym, guys were coming up to me and just saying, "Scott, whatever, it's up to you. I don't have a problem with it." Yeah. But what did surprise me is, behind the scenes, I was getting guys coming up to me going, fancy coming out to Thailand next summer, and I wouldn't mind trying one of those ladyboys.
Can you introduce me to a few?
But don't tell anyone.
Brilliant. So your parents, I remember you saying at the end of the program that I watched that your father, he wouldn't come out here and accept it.
Funny,
what's happened there?
Well, about 3 weeks before the program was due to be aired, the very first series, my father passed away. So obviously he's completely unaware. But I have obviously been in contact with my stepmother. I'm very close to her, and when she found out about it, she just said, "Scott, I'd take my hat off to you. You're doing what you want to do. You're living your life. I'm sure your father wouldn't have cared.
Really?
He wouldn't. He would have. I wouldn't say approved, but he wouldn't have had a problem with it.
But you were reticent about telling him, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was. And would you believe? I mean, we've done 2 series now. First one was aired over a year ago. The second one was aired 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I've only just recently had a text message from my mother saying she'd found out about it.
Really?
It's been going for over a year and a half.
Okay.
She's only just
found out about it.
Do you regret now not having spoken to her about it earlier?
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't angry. What she was angry about really was the fact that I hadn't told her.
Right.
I should have just been upfront with her. But it's one of those things where you think, well, if I don't say it, I'll worry about it when it happens. You
put it off.
Yeah, just hope it never happens. But no, she hasn't really said much to me. She's one of those people that just, she'll just forget about it.
Come on, get up, get out, and start grooving, jingling around to the sound of music.